first about Shimano, which is listed in Japan. It's an interesting old Japanese company that's been involved with industrial manufacture, all sorts of things, fishing equipment amongst others, but is zeroed in and focused on bicycle equipment, that actual
components. Yes.
That's the term I was about to say. Appliances. Components is the right term, particularly the derailleurs and others. Market cap is 1.42 trillion yen, which is $13.8 billion. You know, we normally talk dollars on this show. 13.8, it's not tremendously enormous, but it's not nothing either. Price to earnings ratio 29.57, dividend yield marginal 0.08%. Share price took a bit of a dive recently. You can see it more or less on the right-hand side of the chart there, but it has done well over 5 years. So tell us about Shimano.
Yeah, Shimano is one of the component manufacturers in the world. They tend to be OEM based, so what the manufacturers of bicycle frames really stick to building frames, and then they put the components on. So you really have Shimano as the leader globally in that space.
So Shimano is number one, and then there are others like SRAM and I forget who the others are, but Shimano is by far the most dominant player.
By far, although SRAM has come up in dominance tremendously, American-based company. So really, Shimano had the space to itself. There was some more niche players like Campagnola, which is Italian, more artisanal almost type of component manufacturer. But Shimano has dominated the space, but SRAM has hurt them. So I think broadly, if you take a bit longer, 5 years back, they've participated in the global growth of bicycle sales because they have quite a wide range of quality of components.
Yes. And you see that. So when you buy a really expensive bike, you would be picking the top of the range Shimano stuff. And it's almost like build a block. You can actually specify
So you have your different levels. And the other part to note is that they're very strong in mountain biking and road biking components. So they offer the wide range, and their components are recognized as being very good for both road and mountain biking.
And remember, this is not your granddad's derailleur with the little lever and the steel wire, and you pull it and it more or less goes into gear or doesn't. I mean, nowadays they have amazing technology, touch type, and it just pops it perfectly from one to the other.
Yes, so you're seeing sort of wireless systems, the Di2, really? Which is the electronic system is becoming very, very popular. Yeah.
Now, Shimano, I mean, being an old company, it's had the years of, you know, emphasizing one thing or another. They exited golf, snowboards they used to be involved in. They focused on fishing equipment and bike components. That's true. I've seen Shimano fishing reels for the old fishermen. Those things that sort of wind the net on and so on. Auto components, rowing. They got a business in rowing, which is what, like, you know.
Yes. So they like quite moving parts that are non-mechanized, if I can put that. So they're very good at that, and they found these three areas.
So given this competitive threat from SRAM, I mean, they had weak earnings at the end of July, and that was a bit of a concern. Share price took a bit of a dive. They have not really done all that well for a couple of years. Do you reckon they're due a breakout, or would you avoid them for now? Hot or not?
No, not hot on this one. For the reasons we actually spoke about earlier, I think there's this flood of cheaper bicycles maybe going to hurt the market in general. Because the cheaper
ride-sharing type bikes are almost kind of designed to be bulletproof. And then the minute anything goes wrong with them, they take them off the road and just replace up the parts and so on. So it's really like bargain basement type stuff.
Very robust bicycles, very simple, very cheap as a result. Just one thing to notice is the whole technology of bicycle sharing is changing, where if anyone's been to London, they talk about the Boris bikes, and it's a docking station, which is quite cumbersome, and you have to find a free space and a docking space. Technology has allowed dockless bike sharing.
How's that going to work?
Basically, you have an app, and it generates a QR code, and you unlock the bike remotely through Bluetooth with your phone.
But you still have to return the bike to some sort of location?
No, you can leave it anywhere.
Just leave it at the side of the road?
Literally leave it at the side of the road.
Someone else sees out, there we go, scans the code and off they go.
Yeah, and then they have a disincentive program where you get black marks for leaving it in a bad place and good marks for leaving it in a good place.
That's great.
So they're kind of working this thing out.
Can't they upgrade Boris Johnson at the same time? You know, like the bicycles are getting better, but maybe Boris needs an upgrade as well.
I think that's a little bit harder to do.
In any event, as far as Shimano is concerned, we're going to say probably more challenges than opportunities for the moment, probably not hot.